You're listening to The Issues with Ben and Deage on 102.5 Anyone FM. So Deage, after that absolutely amazing intro, would you like to tell the listeners how the show actually works today?
But this is The Issues with Ben and Deage, and we don't concern ourselves with any sort of real issues like economics or politics. It's more the real man issues, such as, is Bigfoot just a hairy man? Or how greatly could Jesus do a Rubik's Cube?
I think pretty impressively fast. Well, we will be covering a lot of issues today, so just remember that you can email the show at any point just by going on the website, which is www.anyoneFM.net, and clicking on the Contact the Studio tab and winging a message. You can also text the show by starting your message with the letters NE and the number 1, so that comes through to plus your message to 60300.
Yeah, so should we kick the show off with a song?
Yes, we should.
This is What You Know by...
You're back with The Issues on Anyone FM. So, Deej, would you like to kick off with our first issue of the day?
First issue of the day, Ben. If you could abolish one thing, what would it be?
Chavs.
Chavs straight away,
straight off the bat. I mean, they call them chavs, don't they, down south? But
yeah.
It's chavs up here. We started it, let's be honest.
Have you ever done that game, chav spotting? It's like, if you're walking through like a busy shopping centre or something, you get like a point for every chav item on a chava. So like, so a mirror peak's like 3 points.
Yeah.
Really trampy Nike Air Maxes, that's another point. Just a general sense of worthlessness. That's
100, but you win.
Personally, I would go in another direction. I would say them guys that you see, with the really low cut top on, them kind of guys, they always seem to have a fake tan and foundation. It's like,
yeah, like I don't get us wrong, I've got a few V-neck tops myself,
yeah,
but like there's the ones where it's like you can see their belly button, and it's like,
yeah, and it's really
it's brilliant. I'm glad you went to the gym and stuff and you're all fit and stuff, but nobody's impressed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I just think, that man's waxed his chest.
The same guys that you see with there was this guy that I know, he's one of these kind of people, and he's wearing these Tom things.
Yeah.
But the whole point of Toms is, if you buy Toms, an African child or something gets a pair of Toms. Yeah. But he bought them from Primark, which is the most ironic thing ever. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean?
I like that. I mean, I do hate chavs. I don't know what we could do with them abolished. I mean, I don't know if I haven't decided if I want to nuke them, like just put them all on an island. Have you seen what's it called? Escape from New York, where it's this film from like I think it's the 80s, where basically they cordon off all of New York, and it becomes like a prison island. So they just send prisoners into it.
So Australia, then.
Basically, yeah.
Pretty much.
So I don't know if I've decided if we just want to like cordon them off somewhere and nuke them, or we want to try and reform them. But
I mean, when we thought of this issue, it was sort of just a list of things that we hate. Really, like for me, I wanted to I haven't really thought this through, but I want to abolish all buses and bus drivers independently, because I don't know if it's the bus driver who gets applied for being an absolute pillock and then gets put on the bus, or is the bus that transforms them into this horrible creature that's just miserable all the time.
To be fair though, have you ever worked with the public? I mean, there's that whole thing. It's like when you're learning to drive, it's like you're meant to give like right of way to buses and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I begrudge giving them right away, because I'm like, well, just because you're in a bus doesn't mean you're not better than me.
Just because your vehicle's bigger than mine, that kind of thing.
As if like all the people who are sitting on the stink wagon deserve to get anywhere. I paid a lot of money for my car. I can barely afford insurance. You know what I mean? I'm not letting you pull out.
Do you know what else I hate? I don't know if you've seen these, but guys that stand in town and give out like try and lure you into charities and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I understand charity. I'm not trying to have a go because it's charity. You can't really have a go at them. Yeah. They're doing a good thing. But it's just the fact that you have to wait for them to turn away so you can quickly walk past them. like some sort of charity blind spot, Yeah.
You have to kind of like judge up who's walking in their pace and see if you can somehow be in the blind spot of the charity.
They've got this amazing like gift to sort of make you feel guilty. Like this one person just like, can I have a moment of time to help save the African?
And then you're thinking, no, you can't. And then they look at your bags and go, but you had a moment to look in top, man, did you?
Yeah.
I was like, well, I had to get tougher new shoes.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? But
very true. I mean, I would abolish other people's children.
Other people's children?
I mean, I don't have kids myself, but I feel like if I do have children, I would love my own kids. But it's just kids are just so annoying. You know what I mean? If there was some sort of way we could just skip the child stage and just go straight to adults.
They're like old people with energy.
It's just like they're stupid, but you can't tell them they're stupid because they're kids and they're learning. You know what I mean? But yeah, they'll still argue with you forever.
Because people give too much leeway to kids, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's just sort of, he's a kid, he doesn't know. No, he does know better. Like, just if you don't like enforce sort of any sort of rules or structure, they're going to grow up to be morons.
Oh yeah, God, yeah. I mean, I don't believe in hitting or anything like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the that's just my personal belief. But I mean, you just see some kids and you think, God, hit that kid.
If it wasn't illegal to murder,
Yeah, hit that kid,
yeah.
or I'll hit the kid. You know what I mean? Either way, that kid's getting punched. You know what I mean? In the greater scheme of things, someone one day will punch that child.
I mean, people listening will probably just think, "Oh, this is a list of the things that these people hate." But on a more serious thing, if you think about if you sort of abolished the rules about murder, say if murder was actually legal, what would happen? Would you murder someone just because?
I don't know, because I mean, if it was like totally legal, I would just talk and are you allowed to just murder them over some sort of
Anything?
anything?
Just, yeah.
So, just like the way you looked at us, looked at my girlfriend, sort of stab him in the face.
Because I can imagine myself not being alive right now because I'm a very
Yeah.
opinionated sort of person.
Yeah, we would have definitely wiped the gingers out first.
But I think
We'd all agree on that. There'd be a general consensus on that. If you want to get a letter, it's like ticky box. Do you want the gingers? Yes or no?
Okay, Hitler. But I think it'd be a lot more sort of evolution based. It'd be just a lot of big guys.
Survival
and
of the
stuff. Yeah,
fittest.
that sort of thing.
That means we're screwed then, doesn't it? We would not survive.
Do you want to move on to the next issue, Ben?
Yes.
Next issue of the day. If you could be any inanimate object, what would it be?
Well, I mean, it's I don't want to come across as totally creepy, but you know, Megan Fox's underwear, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just anything that belongs to Megan Fox, really. I'd like to be Megan Fox's mirror and just look at her.
Megan Fox's toaster. I'll take that job.
But mine's actually just a list of things that Megan Fox would own. This is,
You know personally from
Yeah,
from
I'd
watching,
like to be
watching her intently.
I'd like to be Megan Fox's very first Super Nintendo cartridge that didn't work.
So you get blown.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what would you like to be?
Like, obviously the underwear thing, but if you wanted to be a bra, right, that would get very boring after a
It
while.
would after a while, yeah.
The same pair of boobs every day. It's got to be a boring. I was thinking about this, and it's just the sort of characters you give towards different objects. Like, for example, like books. I would regard books as quite pretentious. You know,
Yeah.
sort of like, yeah, I sit on a shelf. I'm so cool. Nobody has to read me, but I'm quite intellectual. But whereas DVDs are like the moron. Just sort of, books are just looking at DVDs, going, dude, you're an idiot.
DVDs are just vain books, aren't they? They're just like stories that are
Yeah.
saying, look at me.
Like, DVDs get touched all the time and books don't, and it's just like, books are just saying, yeah, you might get touched all the time, but I'm way smarter. Yeah,
You might get touched all the time. I mean, I would like to, if inanimate objects, if we're talking about like some sort of inanimate object but I'm embodying it so I can control it, then I want to be Piers Morgan's car.
Alright.
So that I can just give him like the worst drive from hell and then just drive off a cliff. You know, I would kill myself as Piers Morgan's car to do the world that favour.
Like,
You know what I mean?
like Kit.
Yeah, like an evil kit.
An evil kit.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was trying to think of things, what would I want to be as an inanimate object? Obviously, I jumped to really bad puns.
Yeah.
So
cool.
I've just got a list of bad puns, and I think we'll just read these out before we go to the song, just to sort of see how we go.
Let's go for it.
I'd like to be a towel because I have a dry sense of humour. Hey!
Wow, this is going to be all kinds of tragic, isn't it? I'm excited.
I'd like to be a mirror, but I couldn't just look at myself. A clock, but who has the time?
Oh,
I want to be glue, but the idea never stuck.
wow.
I want to be a pair of scissors, but I don't
If
think I
anyone's
could cut it.
listening who has brilliant banter,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a new
Yeah.
person on the issues.
I wanted to be a condom, but you don't want to know the end of that one, right? Right, this is Dreaming of You by the Coral and Joy.
Anyone FM? We were originally going to do a show about footwear for sea life, and we're going to call it the fish shoes.
Oh, dude.
But come on, you can't
This
give me
comes from a
that.
guy that does
This is
bad
after
puns.
your puns. We've got to have one bad pun of the show. It's not the same. Just remember that you can't email the show on any of the emails, on any of the issues we have discussed, or anything that we'll further discuss by going on the website, which is www.anyoneFM.net, and clicking on the Contact the Studio tab and send a message. You can also text the show by starting your message with the letters NE and the number 1, plus your message is 60300.
Plus that new app. It's
Oh
really
yeah,
brilliant.
there's an app you can get on any smartphone, which is called the TuneIn Radio app, which is free to download. Just download that and then search Anyone FM.
It's
And you
quite
can
good
listen
as well,
on
isn't
that.
it?
Yeah, it's good for listening in the car and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't recommend you play with your phone in the car.
Yeah. But
Set it up before you start your journey, people. I don't want to be held responsible. I'm kidding.
next issue of the day, Benjamin.
Yes, it's the downsides to being a transformer/robot.
Would you like to kick off?
Well, I mean, I think for a Transformer, it must be so expensive to run a Transformer. Like, how much petrol must Optimus Prime drink? You know what I mean? I mean, I don't think people look at that. I mean, can you imagine how much it must have cost to insure Bumblebee? You know what I mean? He's always getting in by his legs and knackered. I bet you that cost a canny bit to repair.
I love how you think Optimus Prime drinks petrol as opposed to having it inserted somewhere.
Oh, that's worse. How is that bad?
Is it just like Optimus Prime getting like a full tank just saying, "Don't look at me"?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, they must be really expensive to repair them. I mean, it's just like, uh-oh, Optimus has got rusty nuts again.
Must be quite like awkward to be a robot, so it would be like, especially when your power's running low, you just cut off in mid-sentence.
Yeah.
I
see what I did there. Get up. I mean, if we're just talking about robots, it's like more the emotional things, isn't it? It's like you wouldn't have emotions, you wouldn't be able to, like, sex, for example, would be very mechanical. As a screw goes in, screw comes out. You know what I mean? I mean, what would you say was a downside?
I like the fact you think robots have sex, like they can reproduce, as opposed to just making another robot.
Your favourite word on this show is robosexual, so don't even start.
I coined that phrase.
Yeah, you did. I mean, it's going nowhere, but
I mean, out of all the robot films, right? I mean, it's very romanticised, the fact of being a robot. Oh, how cool will it be? But there's never a robot film where they end up being happy. Like, Iron Giant, he dies.
Yeah.
Optimus Prime, he probably dies.
Optimus Prime, you've just got to defend all the humans.
Yeah.
And they get to eat bacon and you don't understand how good bacon is, you know what I mean?
Because you've got no taste buds.
Yeah.
Because you would never have time to chill out. I've never seen a robot just going, yeah, dude, I'm just going to take 5, just live. I mean, unless you're like Ben Deage off Futurama.
Yeah, that would actually be brilliant. At least he's funny. But I mean, I don't know. I would hate to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, like Terminator, from Terminator 2, especially because how annoying is John Connor? You know what I mean? As if your job's to protect him. I'm like, really? Have I got to protect him?
Dude, have you seen that hair? Dude, so
can I not just snap his neck?
I know that
he sounds like a girl.
I mean, the thing with robots, right, is the fact that they've got like symptoms of terminally ill patients, like just bits fall off and it's like leprosy, like constant leprosy, you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, they have to reattach their own arm, which is just ridiculous.
Do you think they would have to go in for like yearly MOTs? I'm sorry, we're gonna have to put them down.
It's like a recycling form of leprosy. There's like, dude, because if a person dies, they get treated with dignity.
Yeah.
If a robot dies, it gets made into cans.
Gets made into cans.
You know what I mean?
Optimus Prime, this Coke is delicious.
I mean, like we were talking about before, the people that we hate. Like old people, if robots get old, they can't die.
Yeah.
You know, they can't get the sweet release of death.
The sweet release of death.
But it's just,
and that's all they internally want.
Can you imagine being old forever, just miserable and old and bored?
Yeah, I mean, it's a totally different subject, I suppose, immortality, but it's just like, that's not what it's cracked up to be, is it? Why would you want to live forever?
And I've never seen a robot treated like a first-class citizen. It'd be like, you'd have to have the whole civil rights movement again.
Yeah, it would be like, what do you call it, iRobot, wouldn't it, where just like, people don't trust the robots.
The robot would eventually not give his seat up for a human.
I just actually received an email from a guy called Jamie saying, Stephen Hawking is a happy robot. Or at least he looks like he's smiling. That isn't appropriate, Jamie, but thanks for the email.
That's not him smiling, that's his face paralysed, you know?
Yeah, it's not appropriate.
I mean,
thanks for contributing to the show.
If anything, Stephen Hawking is probably a cyborg. Half man, half human. I mean, half man, half human, half man, half chair.
What they called off what they called off Star Trek, is it the Borg or something they called it? It's like resistance is futile.
Stephen Hawking, everyone jips him, but everyone's just kind of, it's kind of like, oh, he's so clever, I'm so jealous, but I bet you can't do this and do a little dance in front of him, you know? It's a really sort of bitter thing that just jump to this. I mean, I've done a Stephen Hawking joke on stage before, which went down surprisingly well. But it's sort of cheap to do it, but it's easy.
I think you can kind of forgive him for it because he is incredibly intelligent, you know?
Yeah.
Should we play a song?
I don't know, but probably play a song. This is ready.
With the issues on Anyone FM. Just remember that you can actually email the show if you're on the website just by clicking on the Contact the Studio tab and sending a message. You can also send a text message by... Deej is just pulling weird faces at me. He hates it when I do this bit, don't you? It's my radio voice. You can actually text the show by starting your message with the letters NE and the number 1 to 60300. So, what's my next issue of the day? You little git.
I just love putting you off. I don't even have to say anything.
It's your face.
Oh, thanks, Ben. Next issue of the day is worst time to have a Hulk reaction. By Hulk reaction, I mean Bruce Banner sort of getting angry and then turning into the Hulk.
Yeah, we thought of this issue because Avengers has just come out and we've both seen it, and it's a great film. If you haven't seen it, go and do it. I mean, I'd never not want people to listen to the show, but if there ever was a reason to stop the show and run to a cinema, that film was it.
Scarlett Johansson's bum in 3D.
In 3D.
Oh my! And then he touched it. I was like,
it's actually just a room full of men touching the screen, just stroking it.
It's amazing.
Feels real. So I mean, worst times to Hulk up. I mean, I would think like if you were
Hulk up.
Hulk up. That's what we're gonna go. Hulk up.
Right.
To turn into the Hulk, I would say like if you get like a suit fitted, or even worse on the wedding day, just like
he must go through so many clothes, man. That'd be so irritating. If you had like if you had like a nice suit fit and it just expanded and broke, you'd oh dude, this is not time to be angry. You'd probably be more angry at it, so you'd probably be Hulk for longer.
Well, I mean, we were talking about this at work, weren't we? We were saying, like, you must have to wear, like, elastic pants at all times under anything he wears, just in case he hulks up. Because no one wants to say Hulk's junk. You know what I mean?
The hunk. I was thinking more at a funeral. Just as they're lowering him down, just Hulk up and then smashes the coffin. The guy catapults out of the coffin. All the loved ones cries.
Yet tragic at the same time. I mean, I just think about obvious things like while stood in a china shop, Hulk smash. You know, it's that whole thing about a bull in a china shop. We can rename it Hulk in a china shop.
Oh, a Hulk in the china shop would probably be worse.
Yeah, I think it really would. I think he'd purposely go out of his way to smash everything.
A Hulk riding the bull in a china shop. At the same time about sort of clothes and stuff, I think worst time to be a Hulk.
Yeah.
Scuba suit.
Yeah.
Just expand. I don't even know how that would happen.
I don't know. That would be like a ninja Hulk, wouldn't it? Ninja Hulk.
It'd be like some sort of gimping up, or like a gimp Hulk. Just
Marvel are probably writing this down like Ninja Hulk. It's going to be like in the next film. I mean, people always worry about terrorists on planes, so I think you need to worry more about Hulk on a plane. Because the plane will just cut in half.
I mean, I think most dangerous times to Hulk up be either like parachuting or bungee jumping, just mid parachuting. You're like, you know, when you like, I'm tandem parachute jumping, and you're like tied to someone. Imagine if they hulked up then, he just felt like, oh dude, why are you angry?
Yeah, Hulk would be fine, the guy attached not so much.
I mean, well, we're assuming the Hulk only gets angry, like when he gets angry he turns into Hulk, but what would be like the worst like sort of reflex? Like I was thinking every time he sneezed, how would that?
Yeah. Just sneezes and turns green.
I want to see that Kleenex advert.
Yeah. I mean, like on that same issue, I don't really want to sound vulgar, but I mean, like, I think a really bad time to hook up would be like mid poop, because like you'd probably blow out your intestines. You know what I mean? Like, I was
just reading down the list of things when worst time to have the Hulk reaction, and it is I could replace this with worst time to like poo yourself, because funeral, being in a scuba suit, parachuting. Every time you sneeze.
Definitely don't poo every time you sneeze. If that's an affliction of yours, go to the doctor.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Do you want to move on to the next issue before we get banned?
Yes, one next issue of the day is the downsides to living under the sea.
I mean, my main issue is it's so cool. Like, I'm assuming you're like living in the sea in Britain, because I've been to like the sea in Britain.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, I was just thinking of just like tropical seas. But you're right. Yeah, like
because if you lived in the sea in Britain, there'd just be like random plastic bags floating your way, and
you always see people like it's summer and it will be sunny sometimes, but it's still cold on the beach. Yeah. So people will be on the beach and then they're in their swim trunks. You see them put their foot in the water and they go, "Well, that was enough."
I like when brave men do that thing when they like kind of hold their own drum up and try and walk and like just try to like lower it in gently.
I like it when you try and do that whole like jump in thing and you think it'll be better, and then they frighten themselves with how like they get such a shock from how cold the water is, and you just see like the meanest looking blokes going.
I remember once a couple of friends of mine, we decided that it'd be quite funny to go to the beach at night down in Tynemouth.
Yeah.
Thought, oh, this would be dead funny, this. And we just spend the whole time ankle deep just going, well, this is cool.
Yeah.
Just awkwardly looking at each other. And then I think it was like the smallest fish or something just swam past one of our angles and we're all freaked out.
Yeah. What is it?
Like, we're all like manly men standing there and like Dave.
Whoa. No, whoa, backtrack. We were all manly men.
We were all
and you were there.
Don't read too much into it. But we freaked out because we saw like a random light, and it was just we thought it was a lifeguard, because you're not meant to be at the beach on that time.
Yeah.
Because obviously the sea has regulations.
Don't enjoy the sea too much.
Yeah. Let's put rules on the sea.
I mean, we don't like the beach anyway, so as if we need another reason.
I know. I
was thinking of like if you're living under the water, like a downside instead of like normal stuff like athlete's foot, you know, like where fungus grows on your foot, you'd get like reef growing on your face. Just, you know what I mean? Like nobody wants a coral crotch. That would just be there's something
Coral
wrong with
of the media. I'm trying to think of something.
yeah, that's horrible. You wouldn't want something wrong with your starfish. That's all I'm saying. Do you know, like when you've been in the bath for ages and you know, like your fingers go all wrinkly.
Crinkly, yeah.
Like if you slip it, that happens after say like 10 minutes. But like if you're in the bath for like half an hour, it starts to hurt when you move your hands. You'd just be like that all the time.
And you'd be cool.
Yeah, and you'd be cool.
Everybody would look 60 when they were 12. I think, like, the worst thing is, like, I love taking a shower and I love taking a bath, but you could never do that under the sea. You'd just be swimming in another fish pee and it'd be all awkward and stuff. Every time you go to the bathroom, it just floats past you. And
yeah. I mean, I was thinking, like, if we're living under the water, we're living, like, in Atlantis.
Yeah.
Because that would be better, obviously, because you're just, like, in an underwater city. But then you've just got to worry about, like, rogue whales smashing into the sides. Like
a maverick whale.
Yeah.
I mean, let's say it is like a dangerous
Moby
place. Oh, dude.
And he is.
And it's inhabited by things that just want to like kill you and maim you and stuff. So, like, I mean, in England we don't really have threats. We have like a rabid dog is probably the worst thing that you're going to get in England. Whereas like under the sea, you don't know. It's like like if you go down to Blythe, you know, there'd be like big fish and
I mean, a lot of things in Blythe like literally just came out the sea and started walking upright.
Needles.
Yeah, needles. There's loads of dangerous things in the sea, just floating knives.
I mean, obviously, if you're talking about sort of moving the culture of the UK down to the sort of down at the bottom of the sea, imagine trying to go to like a fish and chip shop. There's just fish looking in the window going, dude, that is not cool. Yeah, that is not cool.
I mean, if it was still talking about Atlantis, I'll be worried. Yeah, I'll be worried that I'd like really annoy the guy who runs it. Like, what's the king of like what's Little Mermaid's dad called? King Triton
Neptune.
Or something. Is it Neptune?
Neptune.
Yeah, I'd be annoyed that I'd really anger Neptune with like one of my sarcastic comments, and then like I'd be exiled out, and you just got to swim out.
I'd love to see David Cameron confronting Neptune. Dude, I'm in charge. Really, I've got a trident. What have you got? I mean,
policies and a trident in my chest.
How about a little song?
Yes, let's go for it.
This is Dog Days of Roa, Florence and the Machine. Enjoy.
You're back with the issues with Ben and Deage on Anyone FM. So just remember that you can actually email the show. If you're on the website, you can just click on the contact the studio tab and send one a message. You can also text the show by starting your message with the letters NE and the number 1 to 60300. Say, Deej, I didn't even laugh there while you were doing creepy faces, that is. I say creepy faces, I meant his sex face.
I mean, I am trying to just put you off because no one's emailing, and that's that's the main reason. Next issue of the day for all the podcasters. That's what we should do.
Yes.
What animal would you like to see take over the earth?
I mean, I think elephants would be good because they never forget, do they? So they'd have to stick to all that previously agreed like policies and reforms.
But they might never forget, but they've got no communication skills. You know what I mean?
I know, but if they never forget, surely we can teach them things.
Yeah, but
learn.
All their policies would be elephant related. It'd be like, yeah, we want like more trunk space.
Yeah, but if they're an animal going to rule the world, then that's fair enough. I think. I mean, what animal would you choose?
I would primarily like to see hamsters take over because I just think it'd be hilarious. Just the fact, like, do you know at the end of Planet of Apes when they've got like a statue of
of the ape?
Yeah. I'd love to see a giant hamster statue.
That's all it is, isn't it? You don't care about hamsters, you just want a giant hamster statue in every city.
I mean, if I'm being serious, I think badgers would probably take over. Cause
if you're being serious, and then you want the badgers.
Because, no, I don't want them, I just think they could.
Yeah.
You know how hard badgers are? You can't kill a badger.
Who's the president of the world? Badger.
The thing is, my brother has a friend who hit a badger with his car. Wrote his car off.
What? How big was this badger?
Oh, it's a big badger.
It's a big badger.
Right? And the badger just got up and took off. Just realigned its spine and just went, right, see you later, dude.
Yeah, like, that's quite a mess you gotta sort out. I'm off.
It's like, I was watching some sort of child leave it. Some sort of child, zoo show. You know what I'm thinking? Right. They get, and that's one of the zookeepers. What was sort of the hardest animal in animal killers? Yeah. And everyone was expecting to say lion. It was just an Australian boy, and so it was, yeah. Badger. And the interviewer was like, badger, and he's like, yeah, African honey badger, and kill a lion.
What worries me is when they say what the hardest animal is, it sounds like late at night when the zoo shut, they just get the animals in and go like, Battle Royale! You know what I mean? It's like Game of Thrones, but with animals.
How good would that be?
Yeah. My choice was going to be Lion because I was thinking, well, the King of the Jungle, why not King of the World? You know what I mean?
You just want to see the Lion King again, you?
I do. I just love the Lion King. No, but I think it would be good for humans if there was a lot more lions because they were just thin out. There's too many of us.
Thin the herd.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could choose something to be in charge, I'd probably go dogs, because dogs are really laid back, so their policy would be like, dude, just scratch yourself, lay in the sun.
Yeah. I like dogs because dogs are like the ideal life. That's why they call it man's best friend, because we're just jealous of them, because like dogs just get stroked and loved and fed and just get sleep all day, and then every now and again they get taken outside for a whiz.
I know what I mean, it's a sort of first policy of the day, right, scratch my tummy. That's it. We'll go on to
scratch it right there, it feels great.
This is Rock and Roll Star by Oasis. Enjoy.
Star by Oasis. We're going to crack on with our next issue, our final issue of the day, which is what we think are the most ridiculous conspiracy theories.
Yeah, because can I kick this off? Because I've got this burn on my chest. Honestly, right, because obviously for the show I thought I'd do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
I found this. KFC causes impotence in black men. Right? When I first read this, I was astonished how like none of the knowledge because the thing, the special herbs and spices, it's like some sort of like black anti-aphrodisiac. It's ridiculous. But now, right, this is no word of a lie. The guy who owns KFC is black. How good is that?
That's actually amazing. And is that just his excuse for his impotence?
Like sometimes they just write themselves these jokes.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, for conspiracy theories, I just think of like cryptozoology, like like animals that haven't been proved to exist, like mystical creatures like Bigfoot. I saw a big hairy thing in the woods. It's a bear, you idiot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. And we're meant to, same with like Loch Ness. Like you're meant to believe stories of like drunk fishermen. It's just like I can smell whiskey. You're making my eyes water just talking to you, and I'm meant to believe that you saw Nessie and it was big. There's like an arm coming out, but he was looking at us. And Nessie kissed us on the lips.
It's never a sane person. It's always the village idiot. Isn't it?
But the thing is, it's like it's 2012. Like we've had many advances in like sonar technology and everything. We would have found Nessie if Nessie existed. You know what I mean? Like Loch Ness is a defined place. It's a defined space. There's only so much of it. You know what I mean? Oh, that elusive Nessie. Did you know she's got a cloaking device? It's just like,
I think conspiracy is just based in ignorance of sort of ridiculous things. Like I heard this conspiracy that Hitler built a moon base before anyone else did. Like, and before he was the first person to go to the moon. Yeah, he built a moon base and made contact with aliens. Right now, if I was an alien, would the first person that you want to meet it'd be Hitler? Yeah. He doesn't like people with brown hair. He's not like someone who's green. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, you don't fit the bill of my perfect alien.
There was another one that I heard that was absolutely brilliant. Do you know Wingdings? You know that font that you get on Microsoft? It's sort of,
is that the one with all the weird
all the weird symbols and stuff, right? Somebody thought it was a conspiracy against Jews, right? Because
what?
Because it's like they thought they'd spell out like secret messages. Yeah. Because when they've typed the words NYC, and you can do this at home if you want. Yeah. It was a skull and crossbones. The Jew star, right? The Star of David, and then a thumbs up. So it was like, right? So everyone was like, they want to kill all the Jews in New York. What's going on here? But I love that coincidence. Just
to me, it's like death loves the Jews. That's all.
Yeah, but it's just the fact that that the lead spokesman of Microsoft had to come out and say, no, do it, but we don't hate Jews. And the fact he had to do it was just like
had to do a press release on that.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, don't get us wrong. Like I would love like fictional creatures to exist. Yeah. But we can't believe that stuff. But the big conspiracy that a lot of people believe, and it really annoys me, is that one, the conspiracy that 9/11, when the Twin Towers happened, like that was like it was all set up, and it was like the government it's just rubbish. And just to me, it belittles all the people who lost their lives that day. And this is almost a serious issue. So I'm going to quickly switch to talking about monkey robots. Just anything. But yeah, conspiracies. I mean, aliens. That's obviously the big one, isn't it?
I believe in aliens. I believe there has to be in like an infinite universe.
I believe in that. I believe in that sense, but I don't. I can understand that theory because a plant on another planet is considered an alien life form. That I can accept, but the fact that people believe that some sort of alien that's mastered time travel is going to come to this country and abduct some farmer and stick things up his bum. That's just...
I don't believe any of that.
That's what annoys me.
I don't believe that any alien that we could even comprehend would be like that.
I think that's the problem as well. Have you noticed how all aliens have got the archetypal human structure?
Yeah.
They've got like the arms, the legs, the head, the eyes. Like it would be something you've never seen before.
I'll tell you this is great. There's a friend of mine who was an absolute genius. It was the Easter egg competitions that you used to get. Like that, you know, I have to do like they give you a theme and you have to decorate the egg or something like that.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, the theme of the year was aliens, and I was totally into it. I was making like aliens really in detail, and he just brought in an egg, and underneath he wrote, "You can't prove this is not what an alien looks like." I was just like, that is genius. That is genius.
We've actually received an email from Steve. I think it's that Steve. Anyone called Steve will always be referred to as Steve. Saying anyone what? I thought Colonel Sanders owned KFC. I'm pretty sure Colonel Sanders is dead. He's like,
to be fair,
I hate to break this to you.
Colonel Sanders is always seen in black and white, so you don't know. You know what I mean? He could be any minority.
He's Colonel Sanders is Rolf Harris.
That is so true.
You heard it here first. It's a conspiracy theory on the issue.
I would like to tell you this issue that I heard.
Right.
Because this is monumentally stupid. There's this theory, right, that some humans are actually like humanoid reptiles. Right. I know this is totally far-fetched, and I understand that this is absolutely ridiculous. But there's this guy called something Ick, and he was like, he goes around and gives speeches about this, right? And he thinks like some of the world leaders are that.
Yeah.
And I was watching an interview with him, and he tries to be really clever, but he just says absolute crap. He's just like, he goes, "Oh well, people won't believe it because their perception is only 10% of the natural." It's like he's going on about sort of like space, like, "Oh, we can't see dark matter," but and he's just like completely removing it from the situation.
Yeah.
He's saying, "Oh, it's so far fetched. It's amazing how people don't believe it." And it's just like,
it's amazing how people don't believe that.
Because he thinks, "Oh,
world leaders are giant lizards."
And he goes,
he's probably right now. If he heard the show, he'd probably be like, "They're lizards."
he goes there. Oh well, people who like sort of go, "Oh, the amount of sort of variations in species and stuff, but why couldn't there be reptile humanoids that pretend to be people?" I was like, well, you clearly don't understand evolution, then, you moron. The best thing was, he was saying that they're actually shapeshifters and they can shape it like go in any shape.
Yeah.
And he was saying, he was telling stories about some of the witnesses he had, and he always started with, "Yeah, they're really good people," but never gave a name, right? But and he would go, "Yeah, they're always good Catholic people." There was this stand-up Catholic guy, and he said there was a man who like changed shape in front of him and then changed back. I was like, dude, if he believes in a guy who can walk on water, right? He believes in a beard man in the sky.
That's certainly acceptable. The beard guy.
A beard guy. Big G.
Yeah, that was going to say you've really downplayed God, then. Beard man.
Beard man. If you believe in that, of course he's going to believe he saw some. But I think he's an absolute moron. I would recommend people looking up because it's monumentally funny.
An email from Matt, a guy called Matt saying, "Human reptiles. I've heard of this. Isn't that half of Jeff Lanton's comedy? Because of the comedian on the circuit called Jeff Lanton. Truth is, it is. I think he does quite a bit on the whole reptile thing. But I think his is more very the same vein of kind of taking the mick out of it.
Because it's monumentally stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think I haven't seen Jeff Lanton before, but I think you've told me a couple of times about sort of he does that thing, and it was just because I was looking it up, sort of different ridiculous conspiracy theories, and this just came up, and I was just, the more I read into it, the more sort of in depth that they try to make it, and made
more
it sort
ridiculous,
of like abstract and stuff, and it's just absolutely.
And they give it some sort of fake history. It's just like,
yeah, that was a lizard.
They just started making up names.
He was an idiot.
I think one of the names for what they call the things from space, the shapeshifters, was like Anuxii or something. It's like, stop! Why just make up stuff? You can't just make up words.
I suppose it's a totally different subject, but I suppose all words have to be made up at some point, don't they? So anyway, we've actually sadly come to the end of our show today. But we do have good news. We've actually secured a permanent slot on the show. After a mere 5 shows and a very needy application form, the issues will become a permanent fixture on Any1FM, which will be starting on Monday the 20th of May, between 3 and 4.
3 and 4, so look out for it. Can I do a cheeky plug?
Oh, of course.
I'm hosting a night called FMTF Comedy, which will star myself, Ben, and three other great comedians.
Yeah.
That's on the 3rd of July. If you go on Facebook, like facebook.com /
Clooney, yeah.
At the Clooney, yes. Facebook.com / FMTF Comedy. You'll find it, all the details there. Tickets will be start getting sold from about 25th, I think.
Should be a good night. So thanks for listening to this week's edition of The Issues. We're going to play out with a song.
This is The Jam, Town Called